Namaste, namaskar,
Vanakkam, Sastrikal, and welcome back to Grow with the J.A.N family. Today we're going to talk to you about the numbers, the COVID numbers, why we went to temple to send our prayers, as many prayers as we could your way. The numbers in India have just been so
Spiking.
high,
Yes.
scary high, and we know not everybody is being accounted for, and bodies are piling up. And similar things happened here in the U.S., but in India, if it continues like this, you guys are going to surpass us, and that scares us immensely. But we also want to talk about things that we can do. We would like to help here at the J.A.N family, right? But we want to say, like, the stories that we've been hearing, about the old man from RSS that gave up his hospital bed for a younger guy that had a family and kids because he said he had lived his life. Those are heart-wrenching to listen to and watch. Daddy just told me about a lady that her husband was literally dying in the car on the way to the hospital. But she took her mask off to try to save him. Now, I think India, we know how emotional Indians are, and India is, but oh my God, hopefully they don't have children because she could be the next one on the list. You have to follow the protocols. Modi and Bhagwan Ram cannot save you if you don't social distance. If you don't wear a mask, right?
Yeah.
What else? Social distance is like the big thing.
Right. And like you said, understanding the emotional part of it, because when you're in that dire situation, it's what
hard.
You want to do, and it's hard because it's like your loved one. So
right here, you cannot go be at the hospital with people that are sick or dying.
Right.
There are women that are giving birth without their partner, without their husband there, because they're not allowing people just to go visit the hospital anymore. Here, you just can't. You have to only go outside for necessities. You have to do as much virtually as you possibly can. You cannot go doing protests and doing rallies and doing cricket games and, oh my God, elections. That's the hugest reason this spike has gotten out of control. And, we've seen it. We said it. The news has said it. It needs to stop. Modi ji needs to be able to kind of tell people, like, he shut it down before and people complained. I think now everybody's complaining that it's his fault it's spiking.
But here's the thing, when you shut it down, you are a lot better and a lot safer. So keep the essential workers out and do your essential stuff, but stay inside.
Yeah. If you don't need to go out, if you're not a doctor, if you don't have to, help deliver food to people, there's just very few professions that need to be out there right now. People do not need to be going to the mall or going, you just can't do whatever you want to do. Movie theaters should not be open. Cricket games should not be happening. Like, okay, I know you're going to make a lot of money from cricket games. We love cricket.
What's the money going to do in the long run if people aren't there?
If everybody dies after, you have millions of people that die because they went to the game and affected their family and their friends. Like, where is India going to be if these things continue? You need to shut down postpone the elections, stop the rallies, stop the cricket games, and you have to social distance.
Yes.
Have to wear a mask properly over your nose, like, even sometimes in your house, like, and especially if anybody in your house has it, like, you should be quarantined, they should be quarantined. Nobody should be leaving your house if anybody in your house has it for 2 weeks or more until it's cleared.
Yeah.
It just, it can't be. I mean, we've been writing letters to the president in hopes that he releases the vaccines. We know he was releasing the raw materials to India.
Mhm.
We know some other countries like France were releasing oxygen to India. This is all good. But if you don't help yourselves, all our prayers are for nothing.
You okay?
Sorry, I have to put myself together.
It's okay.
So we're going to try to do our part,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to think of some ways that we can help India. Hopefully,
Yes.
help each other and help yourselves. But what other things can we do to help from here? Obviously, we can't go to India.
Right. Wish we could, but
Wish we could, but not right now.
Yes.
giving masks, hand sanitizer, like care package kind of stuff.
Care package stuff, yeah.
Oxygen tanks.
Oxygen tanks, yeah. They're kind of expensive. But
Yeah.
I don't know where we would send them. Like,
Right.
you know, it'd be nice to put some packages together with a mask and some hand sanitizer and a little note, but where do you mail it to? Like, I know Daddy was talking about using some of the money, actually all of the money that we've made off of YouTube, to donate it to the organization that Modi Ji has put together to help people in need at this time. It's more money than we've ever donated it to a charity, and it's a lot more money, you know. But we've always said we weren't here to make money off of this channel, right?
Right.
What are we doing with this channel?
Mostly supporting India.
Right.
Yes.
And helping you guys, right?
Yeah.
Right, to learn about India
Mm-hmm.
and to send our love. And so we're gonna share how much we've made in the last 2 years, which
Mm-hmm.
isn't a lot when you do reactions, because usually people claim their videos, which is fine. Like we said, we're not here for money, but we have made a decent amount of money, and we are going to send it to India. Daddy was talking about even doing like a GoFundMe page,
Mm-hmm.
so we'll have to look into that so that, you know, others that are here
Mm-hmm.
can also hopefully donate if you haven't already. It's, you know, a lot of money, and hopefully we'll get some oxygen tanks for them, or masks, or
Right.
you know, money to the people that need it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. But like we said, the spike has gotten out of hand, and totally blame elections and rallies. Not so much the festivals. I think people did pretty good with that, but cricket games, and it's just way too many. Like, I think everybody thought they could go back to kind of normal,
And then especially with the rallies, I think it's more on the emotional side than it is on the realistic side.
Right. Like we saw pictures of people protesting without masks on, you know.
Or not correctly masking.
Right. Or it's down under their face. You know, large gatherings of people and half of them don't even have a mask on. Maybe some of them do. You just can't right now. Like, you really have to shut it down. Only essential workers.
Right.
Social distance,
Only
virtual.
going out when you need to.
Yeah, if you need food, you know, pick a person that goes out and have them come back in and wash up and change their clothes.
Yeah.
Like, that's what my husband does. He goes to work, and he's been working this whole time, and none of us have gotten COVID. I mean, knock on wood, like, we really have been trying to keep safe, not visiting people, not having people visit us, and virtual schooling, but he's had to go to work. And he comes home, and any outer clothing he throws in the laundry room. He doesn't touch the children, and he yells at the dogs not to touch him until he washes his hands and strips down. And even then, he, like, especially at the beginning, like, he was not hugging you guys just because he was like, I don't know, I'm going to work. I mean, he was going to work and sitting in his office and not having, they weren't allowing any meetings. Everything was virtual. So
but then it was bad.
But then it got really bad. Now it seems to be under control, and more people have vaccines. People are still wearing masks. I know they're allowing some sporting stuff to go on, but I think they're trying to, you know, space people out. It's just, until we kind of get it under control, until we get a vaccine that we know is going to work, you know, 99% of the time, and you know how many times you have to take it, once a year, every 6 months, all that stuff. Like, until we get everything, it is up to us.
Right.
Like, if you don't social distance, if you're hanging out with people, if you're not wearing masks, and you think life is grand, it's not just about you. You know, somebody gives it to you, and now you've given it to 10 other people. You know, and maybe 2 or 3 people die out of that. Maybe not you. The person that gives it doesn't always necessarily be the person that dies.
My thing is I'm glad we're virtual, because I feel like, I'm going to use the word kids, because we don't really understand, I think, fully that coronavirus means you could die. And I think since most adults are getting it, but not kids are getting it, we think we're kind of like,
well, and
away from it.
Your age is a little different than Jaden's age. Jaden kids play, and they're physical with each other. It's wanting to be close to each other more. And I think your age, you guys are a little bit more, like, I wouldn't say college
Social
students,
media.
but like, yeah, and a little bit more not like sitting on top of each other to hang out. Whereas I feel like Jaden would be on the playground totally, you know, running after people and hugging and touching, you know.
Right.
So, yeah, social distance is your best bet.
Yeah.
Mask wearing properly all the time. And multivitamins, eating right, watching the sugars, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Everything that you can do, as many of them you can do it. We just...
I can't stress this enough. Like, we really can't.
Yeah. It just breaks our heart every day to see the numbers, to see the stories, to see the images coming from India. And then to also know on top of that a lot of these people, if they die at home, they're not being counted in the numbers if nobody knows.
Right.
And, you know, there's no space. So if you're able to, and you're here in the U.S., if you haven't donated, we're going to try to set something up. We're going to show you how we're donating, and hopefully our prayers, money, and your efforts as well, and India will get through this.
Yeah.
So, right? All right. Stay safe. And hopefully we'll see you again
Tomorrow. Bye.